Hi, and welcome back to the Colorado G-Men show. In Denver, find us upstairs at the Tavern in Plaque Park. In Boulder, find us at our new home at the Lazy Dog. In the basement, the G-Men Den. We'll be watching every game in both of those locations. The Giants got smacked down like a little girl in their division opener against the Cowboys. The final score was 20-13, but the Giants got 10 garbage points as the Cowboys retreated into their dime defense. Before the season started, we knew that the O-line would be the linchpin of the 2018 campaign. This unit is worse than our worst fears, giving up 6 sacks of Eli with 6 more hits on top of that, and that stat line feels a little light compared to what the film looked like. Eli was running for his life. To add injury to insult, our best lineman, Jalapio, is now out for the season with a broken ankle and leg. John Greco will be taking over at center. I will do a film study on the 6 sacks later in the week, but here are my takeaways from looking at it. The real problems, at least from the sacks, were coming from the left side of the line. This is supposed to be the fully secured side of the line, with Nate Sauter, who's getting paid $62 million, $15.5 a year, second most in NFL history for a lineman, only to Taylor Newland. And then the 34th overall pick, second rounder, only the second pick in the second round in the 2018 draft, Will Hernandez. Now, I credit Will Hernandez with 2.5 of the 6 sacks on Eli. That's almost half of them. Him and Nate Sauter combined on 1, so I gave him 1.5 sacks. A pair of the sacks were due to Shane Smith. Please explain to me why a fullback is on a team if he can't block. It's like having a car with no engine. Utterly useless. Pat Shurmur wants to stay the course, according to him, with this offensive alignment. So we'll get into more details on all of those sacks in the other segment, so stay tuned. This offense is just offensive. Last year, there were only 6 games with 20-plus points. They failed to do so already this season. And I'm stripping Eli and what's his name, Evan Engram, of their only touchdown pass of the season for the Giants, because it was just garbage time. The real effective score of this game was 20-3. It wasn't even close. The offense just is not getting it done. I blame, you could blame the offensive line, but you know what? There was no separation for the receivers. Whenever I saw the ball in the air, it was a check down. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the Giants going too much to their check downs. However, there really wasn't too many down the field, at least when Eli's head was looking downfield instead of down at the dirt. All right, the defense played overall well. In fact, they're actually 6th in the league in yards allowed over the season. So after that Trayvon Austin touchdown, the 64-yarder on the second and a second possession field goal, they held the Cowboys completely silent until the second to last drive, when they gave up the touchdown. The Giants. Let's see here. And they even held him to a field goal when Eli got sacked and gave the ball up on the 27-yard line. That I got to say kudos for. This was the only scoring until late in the game, the 82-yard drive that was capped off by Zeke. All right, so starting the game in a hole is just bad form. The Trayvon Austin touchdown seemed to be the exact same play that Blake Bortles sent to Keelan Cole on the second play of the Jags game that torched Jack Rabbit and cover 1 safety. At that time, it was Riley. This time, it was Hill, with only a single back safety help, with Landon Collins crowding the box. Dak, who had 6 sacks and 10 quarterback hits last week, was sitting back there filing his damn nails while he was looking for a receiver to get open. The read option for the Giants has just been a disaster, with containment and afterthought, if a thought at all. Dak Prescott's got 45 yards on 4 read option plays, averaging 11.1 yards per carry on those, plus a 4th and 1 first down that he also got. 3 of the 5 non-kneel carries went for first downs. One of them was an 8-yarder that set up Zeke for the touchdown, and the other was a 9-yard rip on 1st and 10 that would have been a touchdown if it wasn't for the great effort by Landon Collins to chase him down for only a 9-yard gain. Blake Bortles also had a read option play for 41 yards last week. all the 5 read option plays from both weeks were run on the offense's left, picking on the right defensive end or the right outside linebacker. 4 of these were run to Kareem Martin, who Gettleman picked up for $21 million this offseason. All but one that was directed to Kareem Martin, he didn't even seem to realize until the whistle was blown that Dak Prescott had that Dak or Bortles had the darn ball. He was busy chasing Zeke in this last game. And then the other one was against outside linebacker Connor Barwin, and he was also responsible for containment on the other side, and Dak just ripped him in the same exact way while he was chasing Zeke. The playoff Saquon Barkley, it's really the only thing worth watching. It's the only thing that makes watching these games palatable. I'm so happy that he's on the team, even though I'm going to get on my soapbox later and talk about why it was the wrong pick. He always makes the first defender miss. Even if he only nets an extra few yards, a few extra yards on every play, it ends up adding up. He actually caught the Giants' record for running backs with 14 receptions. He beat Tiki Barber's old record. And I just want to say this, Odell Beckham Jr. returning punts is just stupid. Your $95 million man is going to have 300-pound bodies flying at him at full speed. It's an injury waiting to happen. That's why you don't see star players returning punts. It's idiotic. Just Shermer, get off of this. I know some reporter might have asked you about it. Just forget about it. Save the man. We have invested significantly in his performance. We don't need him on the injured reserve. Okay, I'm getting on my soapbox here. I may have spurred some of the dissent that's been going on my Facebook page with Eli Manning, with my comments about how Darnold was the pick over Saquon. Let me just first say the debate isn't about who's more talented. Saquon hands down, and he's much more fun to watch. Darnold is going to be a project, all right? The problem with drafting a running back is that running backs don't win championships by themselves. It's more of a win now mentality if you're going to be bringing in a running back. The Giants clearly aren't ready to win now. So my frustration really lies with when everybody's saying Eli's done. Eli's not even close to done. This dude's tough as nails, taking all those shots. 12 shots he took on Sunday, kept getting up and doing it again. All right? The Giants failed Eli. Eli did not fail the Giants. If you put Eli on the Jaguars, the Titans, the Steelers, or another team with an upper echelon offensive line, he has a legitimate shot to win his 3rd Super Bowl and have another MVP season. All right? Eli may be done with the Giants, but rest assured that he still has fight in him. I could actually see him playing for another 4 or 5 years if he's got a good offensive line. That's not going to happen in New York, unfortunately. This loss, it's not as doom and gloom as it may look. The NFC East teams are all 1-1, so the Giants are only 1 game back, and they still have to play the Cowboys again, so they can rectify that head-to-head and the divisional inequity that they have currently. It significantly reduces the margin of error, however, so the Giants need to be on their best game for every game for the rest of the season. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Colorado Giants show. We'll see you at the Tavern in Platt Park, and we'll see you at the Lazy Dog in Boulder, and we'll also see you later in the week for the breakdown of the 6 sacks if you can stomach it. Go Giants!